All right. Hope you're having a great day. This is the voice of meteorologist Danny Amarante. Here I am. Hello. Just finished up our morning news. We're on 4 to 11 a.m. every single morning. We're going to get you an update on Tropical Storm Isaias and what's going on right now, what we have coming in for the afternoon, and some of the stuff that has happened across much of the East Coast over the last 12 to 24 hours or so. It's been very, very active out there. So we'll get right to it with the graphics that I just showed you. This is the storm as its center is located right around the northern portions of Delaware, kind of located. I'll kind of point it out with the little arrow thing here. It's kind of right along there. That's pretty much where the center is. You can kind of see as that swirl makes its way a little farther to the north. Now this storm is cranking. It is moving very quickly. We're talking about going 35 miles per hour, which for a tropical system is very fast to move. That's the forward speed of the storm. And the winds are sustained, according to the National Hurricane Center, around 70 miles per hour. Not completely sure there's sustained winds of 70 miles per hour inside that storm, but still pretty impressive stuff. So, you know, it's had a history of some very heavy downpours, very strong winds, and a whole bunch of tornadoes as well. I'll show you that in a second. But the forecast does still call for it to go just to the west of Connecticut during the day today, especially by this afternoon. And it's one of those things where for a good chunk of Connecticut, this is going to be just a very windy and possibly rainy afternoon, but we're not going to be picking up a whole lot of rain from this. The real heavy rain is just off to our west. I'll show you some of the radar in a little bit, but it's just insane how much rain they're picking up across parts of eastern Pennsylvania. Now the wind is picking up just in the last few minutes. I was checking this at 10:45, I was checking it, and the wind was like 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now getting up there in that sustained 5 to 15, 10 to 15 range. We've had some gusts up to around 20, even near 30 miles per hour already, 25 miles per hour in Meriden. So in the next hour or two, that wind is really going to start to pick up pretty quickly. And I think as we go through the afternoon, between around 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. or so, that's when it's really going to be getting windy across the area. And possibly some damaging winds. You could have a lot of trees down across the state, wires down. So just be prepared to lose power. This is what we've been saying. If you're prepared to lose power and you don't, so what? And if you're not prepared to lose power and you do, then that's a little bit more of a problem. So just be prepared, and of course, heed the warnings if you do hear of any of them. Like we have the possibility for some tornadoes later on today. If you hear of a tornado warning, just heed that warning, try to get inside, seek shelter immediately, and try to stay as safe as you can. Now, I'll show you the radar right now. I'll get myself out of the way because you're not here to see me. You're here to see the storm. And right now there is some heavy rain across parts of some scattered areas across the state. Really nothing incredibly heavy in Connecticut, but a few pockets of downpours just to the west of Hartford, right around Avon, pretty much right over Avon, crossing Route 44, kind of following Route 202 to the north as you head into Simsbury and eventually into Granby as it goes up to the north there. Barkhamsted just missing out on some of the showers, but one little heavy downpour and moving into Heartland right now. There's the Barkhamsted Reservoir right in the middle of your screen there, and just to the west of that, a little bit of that shower activity. But I want to show you what's happening just down to our southwest. So notice how Connecticut didn't have a lot. This is the New York City area absolutely getting poured on right now. This is flooding rain, flash flooding potential here. And it's going all across northern New Jersey. Allentown, Pennsylvania has had extremely heavy rain since about 7 o'clock this morning, even before that. So it is just a nasty, nasty stretch of weather here. And a number of tornadoes that have been popping up. A couple of tornadoes in central and northern New Jersey this morning. And that's the concern for us as we head towards the next few hours. Really, right around 1 or 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon, we could have some of those possible storms that could have rotation and possibly a few tornadoes across Connecticut. And the storm does have a history of producing tornadoes across the East Coast. These are just a small sample of the tornado reports that have come in the last really 12 hours or so. It says last 24 hours, but it's really the last 12 because that's how fast the storm has been moving. Eastern North Carolina and unfortunately in North Carolina, there was a deadly tornado, 1 person dead and 3 people missing as a mobile home park was hit by a tornado late last night and early this morning. And that storm is continuing to drop more areas of rotation and more tornadoes as it makes its way up the East Coast. So we're southwestern Connecticut is in what's called an enhanced risk for tornadoes throughout the day today. It's something we'll really have to watch for as some of these storms could pack a punch and possibly have some rotation. We are in a tornado watch. So what does that mean? What's the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning? Well, a watch means that we're watching out for the chance for some of those storms. So the ingredients for the severe weather, they're there, and you want to kind of stay up to date with the forecast. Of course, obviously on a day like today, I think a lot of people are. But if you hear about a tornado warning, that's when it's happening at that time. That's when it's been spotted either on radar or in person. So that's when, if you hear about a tornado warning, you want to get inside immediately, stay away from windows, get inside an interior portion of a building, and just try to stay as safe as you can and try to ride it out there. And these are going to be moving really quickly. So as we go on through the rest of the day today, there's 4:30, 5 o'clock or so. The rain even starting to taper off around that point. Now we won't get into a whole lot of heavy rain today. I mean, like maybe 1 to possibly 2 inches in western Connecticut, but rain is not really going to be the big story today. It's kind of all about the wind. You know, the wind is going to be up there as we have those gusts increasing as we head towards the afternoon. And even if you're not getting like a tornado, and even if you're not getting a severe storm, severe thunderstorm, you still could have those gusts sustained around 20 to 40 miles per hour with some gusts 40 to possibly 60 miles per hour. So that's what we're going to be watching for. So here are some of the headlines with some of the issues with this storm. The gusty winds, of course, as I said, they're going to ramp up pretty quickly. They already are. Even in, as I said, about 45 minutes ago, an hour ago or so, we barely had any wind at all. Now it's continuing to pick up. Going to continue to go up in these next couple of hours. The gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour, likely between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m., but it could even be, during the 12 o'clock hour, we could have some 40 mile per hour gusts. The tropical downpours, as we've been talking about, a couple of them, but not a lot. Most of that goes off to our west. If you want to find the heavy rain, go to like Allentown, Pennsylvania, Scranton, PA, over towards Binghamton, New York. Extremely heavy rain out there. But for us, just a couple of scattered downpours here and there. And then there is that tornado risk, as I was talking about. In any tropical system, you can tend to have some spin-up tornadoes. There's a lot of motion inside of a tropical system, of course. A lot of circulation, a lot of rotation. So in any of these storms, you can get some of those possible spin-up tornadoes. And look at the next 3 days. Quiet. Even by tonight, and it's tomorrow morning, things are going to get pretty nice. So, we don't want to freak people out with what's happening today. Just keep in mind that there could be a few of those tornadoes possible across some parts of the state. I would not be surprised to see that. We've been monitoring the radar throughout the morning so far. I'll be keeping a very close eye on it. Meteorologist Rachel Frank is going to be watching it as well. She's already in the other computer. We have these two computers. She's logged in on the other one. So she's here virtually, I suppose. Like, she might as well be sitting here. But she's watching things, and she'll be in studio later on today, keeping an eye on stuff and letting people know what's going on. So it's going to be one of those afternoons where it gets pretty active for a period of time. We have a few hours of that strong wind, and then things start to calm back down a little bit. So once again, we will be keeping a very, very close eye on that. I want to check if we have any questions or comments or anything. Yeah, Mike says the calm before the storm. Such a cliche term, but it is kind of true. We're not really getting a whole lot right now, but we will pretty soon. So things are going to ramp up. And this isn't going to be like, everything destruction all across the state. It's going to be a few trees down, a few wires down, some scattered to possibly widespread power outages. Can't rule it out, but really this could be a little worse. And we've seen worse storms in the past, like Tropical Storm Irene. We had 800,000 power outages. If you remember Hurricane Sandy or Superstorm Sandy in 2012, we had, I think, somewhere around 600,000 to 800,000 power outages as well. So this is not quite as strong as that. And it is still packing a punch, but it's going to be more short term. This is more of like just a few hours of really intense weather, and then things kind of calm down as we head towards the night tonight. Jasmine said a chance for tornadoes. Yep, we do have that chance, and we'll be watching that really closely as we head towards the afternoon and into the evening. So just wanted to give you guys a quick little heads up as to what's going on here. Let's see if I can get to the 7-day. Yeah, we'll show you the 7-day. It's a pretty good 7-day here. I'll get myself out of the way. Where are we going? Here we are. All right. Sorry, I'm clicking buttons all over the place. The rest of the 7-day forecast looks great. There could be a few scattered showers on Friday, but it's fine. I mean, it's just good stuff. A lot of 80s, near 90 as we head towards the end of the weekend, but just nice classic summertime weather. The only thing is, we do need the rain. We're in a moderate drought across northern Connecticut. Your lawn, your garden may not look as robust as you'd like it to look. So we do need the rain, but unfortunately, we're not really getting a whole lot of it today. There could be a few of those downpours, so you got to kind of do a little rain dance and hope that gets over you. But overall, rain will not be a big issue today. It's basically just going to be the wind in these next few hours. So planning on doing maybe another Facebook Live this afternoon, keeping you up to date with what's going on. But that's the latest. And in the studio, we're doing a live hit on TV coming up at noon time if you want to tune into that. And of course, we'll keep you updated later on this afternoon as Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank will be here. Until then, have a wonderful day. Stay safe. If you have to be outside, please just take it easy. And if you're driving out and about this afternoon as that wind starts to pick up, just try to hold your lane as best you can. And if you're on a rural road, watch out for the possibility for some falling tree debris, limbs, branches, all that. Just something to keep in mind. All right. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. I'm exhausted. All right. Have a good one.